Well, good morning, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the morning show right here on the new Main Street TV. Jennifer here, of course, to start off our morning news update with our good friend, probably tired friend after that council meeting last night.
Long day.
Pete Wilson, a long day for sure. They had a lot of stuff to discuss, and we'll get to that in just a minute. But, of course, Pete's morning news update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell, give Nia a call, 740-418-4135, and she'll work hard for you and all of your real estate needs. All right, Pete Wilson is in the house. I don't know how you're still awake, but did you go to sleep?
I slept last night.
A little bit?
A little bit. Fortified by coffee this morning.
Aha.
So we're here.
The old
Not
news,
so bright-eyed and not so bushy-tailed, but we're here.
The old news guy strategy, strong coffee, right?
Right. That's enough for me.
So there is a lot in the news this morning, Pete, so I'll let you get right to it.
Okay. Well, we're going to start off with the COVID-19, and that's because the reports that we got, the most recent reports from both the Jackson County Health Department and the Vinton County Health Department, both reported one new virus-related death.
Oh, no.
Of course, we talked about the slight uptick in cases in both counties in the recent week or so, but in the most recent report, both counties reporting a virus-related death. That makes 60 now for Jackson County.
Yikes.
And makes 18 for Vinton County. And in both cases, the trend of just slightly more cases is continuing. We're going to update the case numbers now for Jackson County. If you look at their two most recent reports, and there is the latest infographic that was posted yesterday, and it's as of Sunday, April 11th. If you go back over the two recent reports, the two most recent reports from the Jackson County Health Department, it is reporting 35 new confirmed cases over a 7-day period. 35 cases over 7 days. That's 5 cases per day, which is just a little bit more than in previous reports. I believe the previous report was 4.1, so it doesn't sound like much, but you have a death in here. The most alarming thing, other than the death, is that the number of active cases now in Jackson County is up to 30. 30 active cases.
Wow.
It was down to around 10 or so at one time. 30 active cases right now. Also, the number of hospitalizations in Jackson County stands at 4 right now. It was as low as 1 at one time. So overall in Jackson County now, we have 2,858 lab confirmed cases, along with those 30 active cases, 4 people in the hospital right now. As far as Vinton County goes, here are the numbers from Vinton County. They had a report put out last night, and there's the infographic up on our screen for those of you watching on television. Their active case count is now up to 13. That's a small number there you might not be able to see very easily. 726 total confirmed cases over the course of the pandemic, 86 probable cases. Right now, as you can see, that big number there in the middle of the bottom of the infographic, 18, that represents 1 additional death reported just in the most recent report that was put out last night. There are 3 persons in the hospital in Vinton County because of the virus. It was at 0 not all that long ago. So once again, it definitely requires continued watching and monitoring, and everybody, broken record time, we need to continue to do what the health experts say on the social distancing, the mask wearing, and whatever. Vaccinations are happening. Some of the experts say we're approaching herd immunity in some places, but we're not certainly there yet. Speaking of vaccines, the Jackson County Health Department released updated information about clinics for this week. As we had reported before, they are repeating the word that the clinic at Jackson High School is still on tonight. It's this afternoon and this evening. It's 3 p.m. to 7 p.m., and this is the first one that will be held at Jackson High School. That definitely implies there will be others that we'll hear about later. The other option will be this Thursday. This is new at the Jackson First Church of the Nazarene. That will be 10 a.m. to noon in the morning, then 1 to 7 p.m. in the afternoon and evening. Anyone else wanting to receive their first dose is welcome to attend either of these clinics. Also, at those clinics, you can get the second dose of the Moderna vaccine as well at both of those clinics, the ones at the high school, the one at the high school today, and the one at the First Church of the Nazarene on Thursday. The health department wants to stress that both clinics are available on a walk-in basis. No one will be charged any fee. You don't need any appointment or referral or anything like that. The clinic at the school is for everybody, not just school personnel. Okay, in the way of breaking news regarding COVID-19, this report comes out from the governor. The governor's office this morning just got it 10 minutes before we came up here on TV. Governor Mike DeWine and the Ohio Department of Health Director Stephanie McLeod and the Ohio Department of Health Chief Medical Officer Bruce Vanderhoff are advising that Ohio vaccine providers must temporarily pause using the Johnson & Johnson Janssen vaccine. That's big news because we know even locally here that a lot of folks have preferred that vaccine once it became available.
Yeah, it's big news. It's in my body, Pete.
Yeah,
what do we do?
Okay, well, statistically, let me give you a little relief maybe. The reason that they're doing the pause, they called it a pause, is that the Food and Drug Administration, that's federal, of course, and the Centers for Disease Control, that's federal, and they're kind of at the top of the hierarchy on all these health orders and issues and initiatives involving COVID-19. They have recommended a pause for the use of the Johnson & Johnson vaccine following, quote, extremely rare blood clotting events of 6 people in the United States who received the vaccine. So six in the entire country. I don't know the number of people who have taken the vaccine, but that obviously is a very, very low number.
Millions.
We maybe would call that, Jennifer, an abundance of caution.
I would say.
However, if there is a connection or whatever, it probably bears looking at. They did these tests ahead of time and all like that. Obviously, something like that didn't show up. The FDA and the CDC are going to say more about this later today. I'm sure you can catch that on national television and other news media.
That's it. I'm a goner, Pete.
Okay.
What are we going to do?
Okay, well.
Can you suck it out of your body?
No, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Anti-venom?
Nope, I don't think that'll work either. So we'll watch you and all those other people that's had the Johnson & Johnson. But remember, it's probably just a very temporary thing while they take a closer look and see, what sort of connection is there.
Yeah, I don't know what the percentage to 6 people out of 6 or 8 million that have gotten that vaccine is, but it isn't very high.
Right. Of course, most folks have had the Pfizer and Moderna. That's what we had here in Jackson County to choose from. It was just only last week or so that the Johnson & Johnson was available. And quite frankly, I don't know whether the Johnson & Johnson is still available at these clinics that were upcoming. But, I know that they also have the Pfizer and the Moderna as well. I don't know whether they'll switch or it will affect how many people can get a vaccine, or it will just be a matter that you won't be able to choose that if you would like. Not sure.
I've got some numbers for you, Jen.
Okay.
All right.
It has been administered more than 6.8 million times in the United States.
So 6 of 6.8 million.
Okay.
I'd say your risk of getting hit by a truck on Main Street is much higher. Just saying.
I would say that's probably right.
It's making me feel a little better, Pete.
Okay.
All of the blood clotting cases occurred in women ages 18 to 48, and symptoms occurred 6 to 13 days after vaccination.
You could have just stopped at 6.8 million, James. I was doing better until you said that.
Right, that was not beneficial there, Jen. That last bit of information.
I am reporting the news, Pete.
Sometimes we
I
just
understand.
don't
I, of
need
all
to say
people,
everything we know.
understand
No, they do say, though, that, and I did see this reported, that symptoms of you having an issue, because it's a brain blood clotting issue, would be like excessive bruising, like bleeding from your gums, excessive headaches, that kind of thing.
Right, exactly.
I don't know. So,
But anyway, we had reported yesterday, Jennifer, and we'll follow up on that. Some folks have heard, and they may have heard it here on TV yesterday or in our paper as well, that Walgreens store is now doing the vaccines. They are doing the Johnson & Johnson. They didn't say that they had other vaccine.
They were doing the Johnson
They were.
Johnson.
So what I'm saying
Yeah.
is, if you had heard, Walgreens is doing the vaccine, you may have to do a pause on that as well, unless they have other forms of vaccine. And I think it must just be the Johnson & Johnson, because that's the way they advertised it.
Okay.
So if you're
see.
going to do an appointment at Walgreens, you already had one, you may want to check back with those folks to see what the status of the situation is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, also the Vinton County Health Department will remind you they are accepting COVID-19 vaccination appointments, and the way that you get the appointment is through the state website, gettheshot.coronavirus.ohio.gov. All right, we will now go to other news. And Jennifer, you referenced the Jackson City Council meeting and the length of it, and we're not going to talk about all of that just today. But
It was a marathon.
Probably the big thing that was anticipated, of course, and we've discussed this at other times, is the contractor's registration requirement. The legislation was before council last night. There was a concern among the city administration that if the word did not get out on that, some people, after they approved it, you would be very upset. Hey, I didn't know about this. You didn't talk
Sure.
about it. Well, of course, meetings are public. They're on the public access television. We report things in the media. But if you didn't see any of that information or whatever, there was a concern there that people who maybe had a strong opinion on it, that the people in the city, the legislators as well as the administration, wouldn't have the benefit of that input. I will say this, Jennifer, you were at the meeting last night for another reason, representing Total Media. After you left, and when they were discussing the contractors registration program, one of the councilmen said that there was a lot of feedback and input that came to councilmen after the appearance on television.
Oh, good. So
that,
our viewers were listening. Thank you.
That definitely helped, according to one of the councilmen,
Very
as far
good.
as people being aware of it and calling councilmen.
Which is why we're here, Pete, right?
That's why we're here, and we're going to keep doing it, and maybe more of it. We're doing everything we can to make our Main Street TV the best program it can be, as far as reaching the public, getting the news out, and talking to newsmakers and so on. But on the contractors registration program, the bottom line is they approved that legislation by 7-0 vote. There really was not any hesitation from the administration or council about the wisdom of the concept and the rationale of doing this. And what the contractor registration program does is, there was no such program in place in the city of Jackson, and apparently it is in many other cities. But now contractors who work in the city will have to register on an annual basis. They will pay a $100 fee, that's every year, and in addition to that, they'll fill out their paperwork. It'll be a matter of record that they do work in the city. They will have to show proof that they have liability insurance and that they have workers' compensation coverage to protect their workers.
If they have employees.
Right. And
assume.
if you don't register and they see that you're working or whatever, they can keep you from working. They can penalize you, different things. That was talked about by Mayor Evans and Service Director Schwackhammer when they were here on this very program. But here was the concern last night, and I think you can understand this. Should this legislation affect the so-called sole proprietor, the handyman type guy, the guy who mows, the retiree who mows grass or whatever?
Right.
Well, as that legislation had 13 pages in or something like that, there was a lot of detail to it. It had what a contractor was, what contractor work was, and it had a few exclusions. It didn't expressly say that people like that were affected. It didn't expressly say they weren't either. Homeowners are not affected. If you mow your own grass, you do work on your own. You do work on your own property. Minors are not affected. But what about the retiree? He's retired from teaching or whatever, and he mows 10 or 15 lawns for money. Is he going to have to pay this $100 fee? Is he going to have liability insurance? Ryan Peters was the first one who brought that up. He's the first ward councilman and service committee chairman. Debbie Biggs, third ward councilman, brought it up. Brett Foster, at-large councilman, brought it up. They all thought that the legislation should not affect people like this, and they wondered how the administration would apply this, because you've got to be fair to everybody. So, what is a contractor and what is not? Should it affect these folks? Council ended up making an amendment before they passed it to exclude the handyman type sole proprietor with no employees. They exempted that person from the legislation. And if you think about it, if you're making some bucks on the side, even if you have a nice little side business, do you want to go through all that where you're paying the $100 fee? You've got to worry about workers' comp, liability insurance, because that's the letter of the law. They did not want those people affected. And so they made that amendment last night. I don't think that the administration was planning on having those folks apply to it. But then if somebody challenges it later on, it just opens up anything, is open to interpretation. There could be loopholes in it. There's gray areas. And so council wanted to close that gray area about whether sole proprietors would be affected. So sole proprietors with no employees, they can do handyman work at a house or a business and mowing lawns. That was the number one example that was given by the councilman. Brett Foster thought there's 10 such people, retirees, or maybe they're not even retirees, who do this work on the side, who the intent of this legislation was not meant to affect them or keep them from doing that type of work.
Seems reasonable.
Right, and at the council meeting, as we said, lots of other things to talk about as well. The Board of Aging folks were there to talk about the senior citizens levy. That's a story in and of itself, but they gave a nice presentation to council. There was lots of other legislation passed, including a requirement where people are going to have house numbers show on their properties. Most people do now, but because of public safety, emergency responders driving around, now where in the heck is 100 West Street? I don't see an address. I don't see a number on a house. I don't see it on a mailbox or anything. That was one of the things that was passed last night, and we'll get into all that there as the week goes on. But we've got to talk about the fish, Jennifer. There will be fish this Saturday out at Hammertown Lake. I'm not talking about your Friday night specials at the restaurant. I'm talking about the Trout Festival, the Jackson County Trout Festival at Hammertown Lake. It is on this Saturday, April the 17th.
So fun.
And the FOP Lodge 96 does this, and that is the grand prize. They do raffles all day long. You can buy tickets in advance from FOP members, but you can buy tickets out there too, and you get a chance to win hourly drawings. And at the end of the day, typically, they have a grand prize, and this is the grand prize. It is a kayak. And that, I'm not sure how much money that's worth, but it's certainly worth a lot more than those cheap raffle tickets that they sell out there. And so you don't have to go out and fish to buy these raffle tickets. You just have to access, one of the FOP members. Typically, it's a lot of the local law enforcement officers who are involved in that organization. But the Trout Festival out at Hammertown Lake, the gates open at 6 p.m. The final weigh-in will be at 4 p.m. There will be prizes for the largest game fish, the largest trout in both the youth and adult divisions. There'll be a casting contest around noon. And as we said, once again, hourly drawings. If there was ever any event where social distancing was built in, it's a fishing derby, because you can really spread out around that big lake in boats and on the shore. So if you had any doubt about it, the Trout Festival is on this Saturday. We want to tell you about a fairly new business in Wellston, Jen, and that is J.A.N's Weenie Hut.
Yes!
721 Pennsylvania Avenue in Wellston.
Cute.
There it is. I understand. I've not tried one yet, but I understand it's been very popular in Wellston. It's been a big hit. As a matter of fact, the first weekend that it opened, it had to close because they ran out of food because they ran
out of weenies, Pete.
Right, they ran out of weenies, if you can believe that. It was a good problem to have. But they offer customers Nathan's all-beef hot dogs with a wide variety of toppings. It's kind of your deluxe hot dog. They also have Polish sausages, chili, nachos, chili pie, and much more. They have a lot of sides and beverages as well. They operate from Wednesday through Saturday, 11 a.m. to 7 p.m., and Sunday, noon to 5. You can get a lot of information on their Facebook page as well. But better yet, we'll have a story in our Wednesday paper about J.A.N's Weenie Hut.
They get, I'm just going to tell you, I don't know, can you zoom in on their little sign, James, or is that possible for you to do? I don't know if we can or not. They get the award for the cutest sign around, I think.
It's a hot dog with legs?
Yeah,
is that what I'm saying?
It's so cute. I don't know if we can or not.
All right, but I know that
It's
people
adorable.
say people talk about healthy eating. They say hot dogs are the kind of worst. But you tell me something that tastes better if you haven't had one for a while, all barbecued up with all the fixins and like that.
I was gonna say I'm not
Can't
even
do
a
a whole
hot
lot
dog
better.
connoisseur, but I am gonna hit up J.A.N's for sure.
All right, okay.
So
Also,
cute.
shifting gears, the Lillian Jones Museum Board. Of course, the Lillian Jones is a historical cultural museum in Jackson. The director there, of course, is Megan Malone, our good friend who has helped us here at the Telegram before. And she's been the director since she moved back to town, or soon after that. But anyway, she has announced that they have a new board member, and represents representation from Wellston. The lady there you see on the monitor and on your TV screens is Karen Yablonsky. People know her in Wellston as the director of the Sylvester Memorial Wellston Public Library. She has joined the 7-member board of the Lillian Jones Museum. The museum is located at 75 Broadway Street in Jackson. They have rotating displays every now and then. They have events, at least when there's not a pandemic going on. It's a very interesting place to visit. Even though they have restrictions now, the museum is free. It's open year-round, Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. Currently, because of the pandemic, the museum is open to appointment only. Not a real big place, so that is necessary. So you need to, they need to regulate the social distancing by when people come and how many, and also the mask wearing goes inside there as well. All right, I'm going to talk
Hey,
about,
Pete, I want
yes.
to interrupt you for a second. Can we rewind for a minute just to make Jen happy? Here's
There
the
it is.
Oh, there it
close-up
is.
of
This
the
is
hot
the
dog.
Look at
cutest
that.
thing ever.
I'm looking for the artist's initials there. That's so cool. Jan's Weenie Hut. Now, I wouldn't want to eat that hot dog. It's got legs and hands and a smiling face. It just
It's
like
a happy hot dog.
I will make a admission. And this is probably still the case. It was as a kid. You know, when you got the Easter baskets and you had the chocolate bunnies and the vanilla bunnies.
Yes.
I could not eat. I could not eat them. Can you imagine taking a chomp out of those ears? There was
Pete,
so
you're
many
so
of them that got
sweet.
thrown away at the Wilson household because I would not eat the bunny.
Well,
I know
we're
that
all
sounds
sadistic.
that sounds
We
a little
would-
irrational, maybe stupid, but that was me.
That's so cute. That's so you, Pete.
All right.
You're such a good person.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you something that I don't think is so cute that's going to come pretty well near us, and that is the cicada. This is the year for the cicada in a good part of Ohio.
I feel like we just had them not too long
Well,
ago.
there's different broods, and
Yeah.
they come different years. You know, they're 17 years, 13 years apart, and the broods come to different parts of the country. So it can be kind of scattered where they are. But brood 10, I believe, 10X, I believe it's called, is supposed to, brood X is called, brood X is what it's called, and it's going to be all through parts of Ohio, especially western Ohio. They are thinking it might get into south central Ohio, but not into southeastern Ohio.
Good.
I've seen other posts on Facebook and maps that show it could be here, but most of what I'm seeing is southwestern Ohio, central Ohio. It's going to be in Kentucky, just south of the Ohio River, in about the same longitude that we are, but for some reason not on this side of the river. That's the maps that I see.
They must not swim very well, Pete.
And there it is, the beautiful cicada. If you don't see them, you'll hear them.
Are you one of those people that think they sound pretty, or are you one of those people that's annoyed by them?
I'm all right as long as they don't fly in my face.
I feel you.
Right, and I know that the birds love them. The fish will bite on them if you fish with them. But I wanted to warn you about the cicada coming here later this year, early in the summer. And Bob Maynard, who former Jackson area resident, now lives in Florida. He writes a column for the Telegram that comes out twice a month, usually on nature topics.
Cool.
And he is writing about the cicada, a little bit about it, and about how close it might be to Jackson County this year, and about how they make the noise, that we hear.
Yeah.
Right. It can be very loud if there's a lot of them around. You don't see them, but man, they're around in that tree
Oh, yes, you do.
next to your house or whatever.
That's for sure.
But anyway, that column from Bob Maynard, who we greatly appreciate, will be in our Wednesday paper. He used to call it Hinstham Hills when he was a postal worker and rode on the side for us, lived out on the Beaver Pike. He's a snowbird. He moved to Florida, and he's still a mailman down there, and now he calls his column Hints from the South. But he writes about a lot of things from the Jackson County area. All right, last night the Wellston Board of Education did not meet. We really didn't know that until yesterday, so we didn't warn you about that. They have rescheduled their meeting for next Monday, the 19th, and it will be at the high school. It will be the first in-person meeting that the Wellston School Board has had for some time because of the COVID-19 and the restrictions. Don't forget, we told you the Jackson Rotary Club will be resuming in-person meetings today. It'll be noon at the Family Life Center of the Christ United Methodist Church there on Portsmouth Street. Update on our newspaper situation. We regrettably were not able to get our print edition to our subscribers on Saturday as scheduled. We wanted to shoot for Monday. That didn't happen either because we had to get things fixed and we could not meet that early deadline to get it to the post office in time. But applause.
Yay.
The machine is fixed. We got the labels out, and today Saturday's paper should appear in the mail if you're a mailed subscriber here in Jackson County. It'll obviously take a little longer if it's going out of the county, but the post office tells us that everybody should get their paper today like they should have got it on Saturday. Of course, it was printed on time. It was available online in the newsstands and at the stores. So we have another paper coming out tomorrow, and we hope it'll be on time.
It will be.
All right, and we do appreciate all the calls, even if they were complaints, because that means that they wanted their paper.
Hey, it means they were missing
I
right?
got 5 calls at home, and I was glad to take every one of them.
There you go.
Maybe if it got to 100, I wouldn't have been. But anyway, also on the cancellation side, we were real excited about last night's Jackson-Hillsboro baseball game because the Ironmen were undefeated. Hillsboro had lost only 1. Well, that rain we had in the afternoon forced the postponement of that game.
Oh, bummer.
So I didn't get to do a baseball game and then a council meeting, one after another. As a matter of fact, I probably would have had to leave the baseball game to go to the council meeting. However, they have rescheduled that baseball game for April the 28th. We hope we'll be able to do that broadcast. We'll have to, make the arrangements to do that. But that could be a very big game. It certainly loomed as one when it was supposed to have been played yesterday. The Ironmen, by the way, are back in action tomorrow at home against Washington Courthouse, and weather permitting will be there. I believe the weather forecast is favorable. So there we are, Jen.
Good.
I see you're still smiling in spite of that Johnson & Johnson vaccine coursing through your veins.
It is. It's going to get me, Pete. All right. Well, thank you, Pete. You're much appreciated.
All right, we will see you later.
All right. And Pete's Morning News Update brought to you by Nia Henry, agent for Appalachia Realty. If you are looking to buy or sell or just have any real estate questions or needs, give Nia a call. She's the one that knows what she's doing, and she will work hard for you. 740-418-4135. All right, let's head on over to your Zip Printing weather forecast. Easy for me to say. Where we are focusing on graduation yard signs, banners, shirts, napkins, all of those fun announcements, and much, much more. You can shop for your graduation announcements at zipprinting.carlsoncraft.com or visit yourtotalmedia.shop for more information on any of the things you can purchase to commemorate your senior, whether, well, it be high school or college or whatever. Hey, preschool graduation, I mean, why not, right? All right, so let's head on over, and partly cloudy skies today with highs around 68 degrees. Enjoy those temperatures today because it looks like it's starting to go a little bit downhill. For tonight, partly cloudy, lows around 46. Tomorrow on Wednesday, partly cloudy, highs around 66. And then on Thursday, dropping down about 10 degrees, looking at 56 degrees on Thursday. And maybe popping a little bit back up by the time the weekend rolls around. So, 'tis the season. It's spring. I can handle 60s. I'm good with that. So, all right. Well, Miss Courtney is in the house. Good morning.
What's up?
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm doing, baby. I'm doing.
I'm not happy about the rain this weekend, though.
I know, but hey,
Well,
you never know.
Yeah, we Jackson County Fair Board is having a flea market in Jackson.
Oh, really? Where?
Yes, at the fairgrounds, Saturday and
Oh.
Sunday, and we decided we'd go because we haven't been able to have like a yard sale or anything.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm not excited about the rain.
Aw. Well,
So,
you never know. It can change its mind.
Fingers crossed it
No
blows
problem.
over.
How did I not know about this? That sounds like fun.
I know. I hope it's a good turnout because I mean Lucasville has a huge flea market, so it'd be nice to
Yeah.
like get in on that for our area.
Absolutely.
Man, the Lucasville Flea Market
That
is
came out of
awesome.
nowhere.
It is.
I've never been.
It is next level.
I mean, you can buy like bears and stuff there, so
Yeah.
which
Yeah.
is a whole other story that
shouldn't
we don't
buy
want to get
bear
into.
there.
No,
You
we
should
don't
not.
want to.
But you
talk
probably
about that.
could.
But you could.
Yeah, it's crazy. Like you have to go. Like me and my husband are always like, let's go to Lucasville, and then, but we never get an early enough start. So it's always like we're getting there and waiting in the long line to get in, and there is no way to cover the whole thing. Like you've got to
Is it
get
that
there
big?
early. It's huge.
That's so cool.
I remember one year we were there and a pig got loose, and they were
Oh.
chasing a little piglet all
I
around.
saw a
the
chicken get
fairgrounds.
loose there one time. It was
Yeah.
so funny. This dude's chasing it, and he dives for it, and this
Yeah.
cloud of dust, big, and then
Did it
out of
come up?
that cloud of dust comes that chicken, and I swear it was like in slow motion.
That's so good.
It was amazing.
Yeah. Because with a chicken and a pig, it's not like you can be like, come here.
I know,
boy,"
like, come here, little
Not a
piggy.
dog. Like,
No.
yeah. So I asked Mike, I was like, what if they never catch it? And it's just the pig of the Lucasville trade show. Because,
I mean, stranger things have happened.
right?
Yeah. There was a pig that lived in a bar in St. Kitts for years and years and years. And, yeah, he was huge. And he was
Yeah.
just the pet pig of the bar. And everyone fed
Probably
him. and-
easier to catch once they're big like that.
Yeah, there wasn't much run left in that pig. Like, you know, all 800 pounds of him or whatever he was. Like, it was, or 2,000 pounds. I don't know. It was the biggest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, this was a little piglet. He still had some.
He's spunky.
He's still spunky and
So
had some.
cute. Hey, I can't blame him. He's running for his little life, man.
Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
But no, like, what are some of the things that you can see at the flea market?
I think it would be easier to make a list of things that you can't
You can't see?
Flea
Yeah.
market.
Like, they have all kind of stuff,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
like antiques and all kind of fun stuff.
yeah. I mean, animals. I mean, about
I think they've cut back, at least in Lucasville, they've cut back, I think, on the wild animals. Somebody came in, I think, and
That's probably
tried to clean that
smart.
up.
Yeah.
But there's always, like, they have goats and cows and hunting dogs. There's a lot of people trying to sell their hunting dogs. And
I would always go and like old records, old comic books, old video games, lots of stuff like that.
Makes
you and
sense.
Mike should go together. That's what he looks at.
Yeah.
And I keep on walking. And
All that nerdy stuff, right?
Right.
Very good. No, that sounds fun.
Lots of knives.
Yes, lots of knives.
Huh.
Fun stuff.
Sounds good.
If you need it, you can find
It's
it at the flea
wild.
market.
Yeah, it's wild.
So the one in Jackson is when? This coming, what, Saturday?
Yes, Saturday and Sunday.
Oh, both days.
Yep. And I can't remember the hours because I just know I'm going to be there. I've committed my whole weekend. So there's like a, I know we've got some information in the paper about it.
Okay.
So you can look there. And then they've got a Facebook page too.
Very good.
So check that out. But I know they put something in the paper about it. So
Cool.
check it out.
Yeah. heck
Say
yeah.
hi to me.
Yeah, go buy something from Courtney.
Yeah.
She's going to sit there and look real sad until you do.
Oh, you know what else is going on this weekend?
I know the Trout Festival.
Friday is Hug Your Heart Day at the YMCA.
It is. What in the heck is that?
That is a special event for seniors. I think they used to do it maybe around Valentine's Day, and it had to be pushed, I think.
Probably.
Yeah, it's
'Cause of
normally the
COVID.
week of Valentine's Day.
Yeah. So this is making up for it. And actually on Thursday, we're going to have a lady come in and talk about it, all the great things you can do there. But they're going to have health screenings, entertainment, provide lunch for seniors. They're going to have a silver sneakers class, which I'm wondering what the age is because that's probably my speed.
I was going to say, that sounds like my kind of workout.
Memory screening, I feel like I could also use. And door prizes and stuff. So, but they're going to be here Thursday to talk about it. But put it on your calendar. It is 11 to 2 on Friday.
That sounds like fun. Good
know,
time, and the
right?
YMCA is such a good venue to have things like that. So
Yeah.
Well, this is at Park's Edge. This is not.
Oh, it's
this-
at Park's Edge?
Put on by the YMCA, but
Oh,
it's
it's
at
on
Park's
Oh,
Edge.
okay, all right. Well, either way, very good venue. Speaking of seniors, there is a fish fry coming up, drive-through, and that's April 20th. So, what was that, like a week from now? Today's the 13th. It's a week from yesterday then.
Yep.
Fish fry drive-through April 20th, 3 to 6 p.m. And that is at the MacArthur Community Building, sponsored by the Benton County Senior Citizens. And that comes with adults $8, children $4, sandwich are $4. And your dinner includes the fish, potato salad, baked beans, a roll, and apple pie. Yes! You can call ahead or pick up 740-596-4706. You can also buy extra pieces of fish if you want for like $1. So
I wonder if you can buy extra pie.
I know. Forget the fish. I'm up for the
Give me
apple
the
pie.
Which today is National Peach Cobbler Day.
That is one of my favorites. Peach pie, peach cobbler, love.
Yes.
Hate fake peach, love real peach.
Yeah.
Is that
Have
weird?
you ever seen the easy peach cobbler recipe where you just pour the can of peaches in the thing you bake in? Baking pan. And then you put the cake mix on top, and then you like pour like a can of Sprite on it or something, and then you just bake it.
No, why has this not been in my life?
You don't spend enough time on Pinterest.
Must not. Maybe you and Augie should do a segment.
We should do a segment. Oh.
Easy
This-
peach cobbler.
She holds up the baking pan. This is the
thing you bake
the
in.
thing you
the
bake
thing you
in.
bake in.
I told you I need a memory screening. I will be at Hug Your Heart Day.
Augie is just looking at you with a disappointed look.
Like,
Hoping
oh,
I
my
spilled
mom. It's so
hoping I
embarrassing.
Drop the peaches.
Here I am having to pick up the pieces again. Oh, shoot. Hey, speaking of, I said this yesterday. We were going to talk about this. So I found an article about 5 foods that boost your energy and 5 foods that suck it right out of you.
I'm probably eating the latter.
Probably. That's kind of what I was thinking. Well, we did have, you missed it, we had the stale Peeps taste test yesterday.
No, what one?
Nobody won.
Nothing.
were all
won.
bad?
They're
Well,
just.
they were all the same.
We just did the stale ones because we know what the marshmallow, like the
but yeah,
non-stale.
there is definitely no winner.
They
No
were
winner.
gross, but they didn't get crunchy, which we figured. How much preservative is it that they've been sitting here for 4 days uncovered and they're still not crunchy? Ew.
Yeah.
But those will fall in the latter category.
I would assume, yes.
Yeah. So coffee may be people's go-to energy source, but food is a better option. So energy boosting foods. Do you guys have any guesses before I get to it?
Something green.
There's
Yeah.
5. So 5 energy boosting foods and then 5 energy sucking foods.
Well, energy boosting foods, I'd say, broccoli, spinach, kale, things like that. Energy sucking, anything that's fried, anything that's
Potatoes.
potatoes,
Starchy.
yeah, anything that's starchy.
Are we right?
Heavy carbs.
No.
Well, no wonder we're tired.
That's right. Well, see, this kind of
Please
makes...
tell me that potatoes are
Unless
the
you-
healthy one.
Unless you tell me potatoes are healthy.
I
then
know, please tell me.
Something
that
is
they-
wrong because I
Yeah.
eat a lot of potatoes.
And beer. Please tell me beer is in there. No, so they're saying energy boosting foods, which I don't know. I mean, I guess there's energy boosting and then like maintaining energy. But they're saying that these are the best for your energy. Black beans,
Okay.
number 1. Packs a punch in the nutrition department. They're delicious and versatile and an excellent source of plant-based protein, gut-healthy fiber, and energy-boosting carbs. So they're good carbs, even though, you're not supposed to eat carbs. But they're a good source of iron. And iron plays a role in hemoglobin, which carries oxygen in the bloodstream. So there
Got
you
it.
go. Black beans.
Okay.
Number 2, which I don't know about this, bananas. I always thought bananas were full of sugar and that would just like,
Is it the potassium?
Yeah, your body needs a lot of potassium.
yeah. But they do say they have natural occurring sugar fructose, which is a carbohydrate. They're easily digested, which helps. The fructose gets turned into glucose and enters our bloodstream, where our cells, especially our brain cells, can use it for quick energy. Eggs. I would have guessed eggs, probably. Eggs seem like a good one. Throw in a complex carb and some veggies, you're good to go. Eggs are a cheap powerhouse of complete protein and nutrients that help with energy metabolism and slow sugar absorption in your bloodstream. Here's one for you. Is this a food? Could be debated. Water. Is water a food? Two of the registered dietitian nutritionists interviewed for this story praised water, so it's worth mentioning. They say
that water sure is good stuff.
That is some.
I don't know if I could have any more. I've had so much
That's
water.
so much water.
Give me another bucket
full
of water. I've been hankering for a good old bucket of water
Oof.
lately. They say dehydration causes fatigue, and obviously one of the biggest causes of that is dehydration is you got to fill up on water. So it's good for you. It also gives you a boost of energy if you continuously drink all day, regardless if you're thirsty or not. They recommend 75 ounces of water per day for a 150-pound person. And this may be TMI, but if your urine is darker than a pale yellow, you aren't drinking enough.
Huh. Good to know.
So there you go.
I know I'm not drinking enough water.
I know, I probably don't either.
I am in general not a thirsty person, so it's hard for me to drink water. Like I have to
you
remind
have to force
myself.
it.
Yeah.
And last but not least, pistachios. I like pistachios. They're complete plant protein and offer 6 grams of protein per quarter cup serving. This means they help fuel your body with amino acids. They also provide fiber and better for you unsaturated fats. The trio of protein, fiber, and fat helps you feel fuller for longer. And
Geez, that's like a tongue twister. Say that 5 times.
I'm
fast.
just moving on. Energy draining foods. Well, yeah, caffeine and energy drinks, I would say, because although
and then you come down.
I don't drink energy drinks, and there was one day I grabbed one down at the Quick Stop on my way in to the restaurant, and I don't remember what it was. It was like one of those rock stars or something.
Yeah.
I don't think my feet touched the ground for like 3 hours. It was like crazy.
I also feel like my brain doesn't work. I mean, my brain doesn't work anyway. So like on a energy drink, it's really bad because it's like constantly firing, but just like missing everything.
Like you feel like you're literally like, it's like a machine gun.
Yeah.
Yeah. But no, yeah. And then you just crash though. So don't do that. Energy drinks and caffeine, bad. Candy, that would fall under the Peeps category. Sugary candy provides a momentary burst of energy, but then sucks it right out of you. Here's one that makes me a little sad. Steak.
Yeah.
If you order an 8-ounce steak at a restaurant, you'll be getting a ton of protein and a lot of fat. So an 8-ounce steak has 40 grams of protein in it, and the body can only utilize 25 grams of protein at once. So like therefore you're like ODing on protein. That means your body has to go into overdrive to digest it, and it's going to make you like extremely tired.
Sluggish.
Yeah. Now here's one that I would say a lot of people fall into. Fruit smoothies. You think you're doing good.
You're doing something healthy. Yep.
Yeah. They say fruit smoothies will zap it right out of you if you don't have the right balance of ingredients. So I'd say if you throw a bunch of sweet fruits in there and then don't put, your veggies and stuff in there, that it would be bad. The fiber and chewing required for whole fruits slow down the absorption of sugars into the bloodstream, Without the fiber and time lag of chewing, the quick consumption can lead to high sugar in the blood, followed by a sugar crash, which that makes total sense. So you're not working at putting it into your body, you're just drinking it, and therefore it's just immediately absorbed, and that would be bad. And then the last one, I don't know, low-calorie frozen meals. I don't know. If you're relying on one of these freezer meals for lunch or dinner, you may notice that some of them are around 300 calories or less, but they're extremely high in sodium.
Yeah. That's what makes them taste good.
Exactly. That's why they taste like something.
Yeah.
So that's not enough calories for a full meal and not sufficiently fueling your body. And then the high amounts of sodium leads to water retention and dehydration and all of that as well. If you're in a rush and don't have time to cook, aim for a frozen meal that is at least 450 to 500 calories and low sodium. To which, where you would find that, I have no idea. But they say less than 20% of your daily sodium intake should be in that meal. So there you go. Eat pistachios, not Peeps. That's your tip of the day.
I don't know if I've ever had a pistachio.
Oh, I like pistachios. The only problem is so much work for what little you get.
It's kind of like crab legs and stuff. You
Yeah.
have to work so hard just to
Like that,
get.
yeah. It's like, oh, wow, oh, gosh, it just took me 5 minutes to get one bite. But no, they are pretty good. I like them.
I do have to say, and this is terrible of me to admit, but if I were to cheat on my no meat way of life,
Mm-hmm.
I think I would go to J.A.N's Weenie Hut and
I
get me a
know!
hot dog. I don't know if it's because that has all the meat in it. So I'm just.
It's just all of it at once.
But I feel like I could have a really good hot dog right now.
I know. And then, like, she has, like, they say she has, like, the chili and stuff, and you can just put the whole gamut on it. I mean, if you're going to be bad, you may as well go for it.
Yeah.
There it is.
Yeah.
So I wonder what the J.A.N. stands for, because it's obviously
know.
some kind of, what's that called?
An acronym.
Acronym. Thank you. I
I
couldn't
was
think
going
of
to
the
say
word.
that, but my brain told me I was wrong.
Jan. So I don't know what J.A.N. stands for, but
Hopefully the J doesn't stand for Jan, because that would kind of.
that would be weird. Maybe it's like
No, none of
John
those-
and Nancy or something.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know.
Oh man, it's a mystery.
Well, listen, as much publicity as they're getting this morning, I expect we have some weenies here at some point
At least
soon.
at least let us know what J.A.N. stands for.
Yeah, call us and let us know what Jan stands for. Throw it out on the Facebook.
Did you guys watch How I Met Your Mother?
Yes.
Mm-mm.
They wanted to name the bar Puzzles, and they asked, "Why is this bar called Puzzles?" And he said, "That's the puzzle."
Wow. Were they
Ponder.
high when they came up with that?
Probably.
They had some or what was it? Some sandwiches.
Yes, sandwiches. Yeah, so on the show when they
They
did-
just had sandwiches?
well, when they did drugs, they weren't allowed to do that on like network TV, so they had sandwiches.
They just were eating sandwiches, and they'd have like a
It would-
hoagie.
you know
and
how like they did on that '70s show every time they'd smoke pot,
Yeah.
it would cut to like them sitting in a circle.
Yes.
It was sort of like that.
Except for they had sandwiches.
Right. It was an implied drug use to avoid censorship.
Nice.
That show's really good if you haven't watched it before.
Yeah. That's just one I just never started watching, so I've never watched it. Cause it's like, but I think I would love it if I watched
yeah,
it.
and then
It's
you'd
pretty
be real
fun.
disappointed by the finale, but it's worth the ride.
Wait, is that the one that John Ritter was in, or is that a different one?
No, that's a different
Yeah.
one.
You're thinking of, I don't know, not sure what you're thinking of.
You're thinking of the one that Kaylee Cuoco was in, also.
The one he died in the middle of it.
Yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's
How
not
I
it.
Met Your Mother is Jason Segel and
Neil Patrick
Neil Patrick Harris.
That's right. Okay. All right. great, guys. Now I'm going to have to watch something else.
And now you have to watch 8 seasons of How I Met Your Mother.
Thanks,
You're
pal.
You have no free time for the next, 2 months as you just watch every episode of How I Met Your Mother just to be disappointed at the season
Just to
finale.
be disappointed at the end of it. So, speaking of, did you get to the end of Shameless yet, James?
So I did watch the series finale of Shameless
Okay,
last night.
don't ruin it for me.
I will not say anything. I thought it was a good episode. I don't know if it'll go down as one of the best series finales of all time, but I did think it was a good final episode.
It was a good final episode. So, so Shameless, if you have not watched it, is a Showtime series that is
based on a British show. Did you know that?
Based on a British show, and is one of, I don't know, it could be probably top 5 most inappropriate shows ever in the history of shows.
I've never watched it, but I have heard that.
It is inappropriate in so many ways that you can't even begin. But that being said, they also tackle a lot of issues that a lot of shows wouldn't have the guts to tackle. So, therefore, it just anything goes. Let's just put it that way. Anything goes. But so yeah, I'm at the next to the last episode. So
How many seasons of it is there?
8?
Yeah, I think this was
The 8th.
the 8th season, maybe.
I think it was.
Yeah.
But it's the
It's been on for a long time.
Yeah.
It had a little bit of a hiatus, I think.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, anyway, that's always one that you
it's-
can go back and
It's
watch.
one of those shows that's fun because most of the cast is kids,
Mhm.
and they were all little in this first season. And
They've
now,
all grown up on the show.
Yeah, and now they're
Yeah.
all adults,
Yeah.
and it's I don't know. That's an interesting evolution.
Yeah.
Have you seen the movie Boyhood?
No.
I have seen that. Is that the one where the little boy actually grows
yeah.
up?
So they shot this movie over the course of 15 years or something like that.
Oh, no way.
Right. So the actor ages naturally throughout the movie. So it's the same actor playing the character from being a kid to being an adult.
That would take a lot of planning.
Yeah.
A lot of patience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I watched a documentary on HBO this weekend that I was going to text you guys about. It was called The Last Cruise, I think, and it was about the cruise ship in Japan that everyone got quarantined on about the time COVID started.
Oh, no.
When you and Amanda were debating.
Yeah.
where you still would
We're
take
like,
a free
we'd
cruise.
go.
You should watch this documentary because you would have said no, maybe we wouldn't have gone, but it was pretty interesting.
That
How it
would
all
be
went down.
interesting. So how do you guys feel right now? Who was I talking? I was talking with somebody about this. We were just talking about, everybody's itching to go somewhere or do something. Would you get on a plane and go to Mexico or something right now with, what's going on in the world? Would you feel...
No.
No?
I mean, I maybe go somewhere, but I don't think Mexico's where I'm going to go.
I don't think I would get on a plane.
Okay.
I think I would drive somewhere probably so that I could just choose how I'm.
You
where
have more
I'm stopping.
control
I have
over
more
your
control
fate.
over
Yes.
Air
of
travel
what
is
I
such
do.
a pain anyway, and now it's these extra layers kind of on top of
It
it.
is, which I flew down to Key West, and that was actually very pleasant because they were seating every other seat, so
Right.
it was
That part
the
of it
best.
would be all right.
It was so good. But yeah, and I agree with you, Courtney, and this was a discussion I was having with somebody the other day. I don't know, our viewers, do you feel comfortable getting on a plane and going to and I'm talking about a foreign country, if you could, Dominican Republic or Mexico or Jamaica or somewhere like that, would you be up for that right now? But I'm not one to tend to take road trips, but right now I feel as if the only thing that Jamie and I have planned is a road trip, because you control your own fate. If you want to
Right.
get in your car and drive back home because you don't feel good or something happened or whatever, you can. But if you're,
Right. You control who you're sitting next to. You control.
yes, all of
Yeah.
that. And I feel like, if you got to Mexico, and what if they shut down the whole country, or what if they, I mean, I don't think they would, but it's like, oh my God, you're in a
Yeah.
foreign land. Maybe a little bit too early for that.
Yeah, the only thing we have planned is our trip to Colorado that got rescheduled for this year for an Avett Brother show that's supposed to happen at Red Rocks. I really doubt that's going to happen
When is it?
it's supposed to be in July. Like
It-
the 1st of July.
Ooh, I don't know. I say 50-50.
Yeah, like Red Rocks has said that they can have shows, but it has to be 2,500 people, and that place seats 9,000. So they have sold
Yeah.
close to 9,000 tickets for that event. So I don't know how you get to decide
How do they pick
who
and
goes.
choose?
Right.
Yeah.
So I don't know if that's going to happen yet. I wish they'd hurry up and decide. But we also bought tickets for a show at the 1st of August in Iowa.
Now, would you be driving to those or
Yeah.
flying?
Driving.
To both?
Colorado, I don't know. That's why I wish they would decide.
Yeah.
But Iowa, we were going to drive. It's just take a long weekend to go there and back. But
Gotcha.
that's all we have planned.
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's so much to see within our own little country right now that I almost feel like, I mean, I'm always up for an adventure. God knows I've gotten stranded places, and it feels like every time Jamie and I go somewhere, something crazy happens. But I just feel like right now my car is good.
Well, we always, since we have the Jeep, and if it's nice where we can take the top off and, cruise, we always check the little thing on the Google Maps to not go on highways.
Yeah.
It takes you a little bit longer to get where you're going or to get home, but you go through little towns and you see things that you don't see from the highway. So
That's right. We had and there's so many folks that do that, like stop by. I know at the restaurant, for example, they said they'll be driving down the highway and just hit like we're hungry, and it'll pop up. And had a guy and his son in the other day from they're from the Carolinas, but his brother, they were coming back from the NCAA tournament. His brother is like the coach at Oregon or something.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was really cool.
That is cool.
I was like, how in the heck did you end up here? Like,
Right.
They had their Oregon stuff all on, and he's like, I don't know. My son just Googled it, and here we are. Like, and then yeah, we had another guy, or a couple or family come in, and they were traveling back from the Carolinas. So it's good to be able to do that. Stop in little towns along the
Right.
way. Why not?
Right.
Mom and pops and fun stuff. So,
Yep.
and our town's so cute anyways, we have like
Yeah.
all kind of fun stuff for people to do. So, well, shoot, I guess we kind of ran out of time, didn't we?
We are out of time. Look at that.
Look at that. All right. Well, before we get out of here, did want to thank our friends at Callahan Hardware. Don't forget, Jeff was in the other day filling us in on all the good things that they have spring-wise. So they have the garden seeds, the seed potatoes, onion sets, all that stuff in stock right now. Also, did want to thank Chip and Kathy at the shop. If you need any custom engraving or jewelry repair, watch repair done, give Chip and Kathy a call. They'll take care of you. Trophies, plaques for car shows or fairs or festivals, they're the ones to give a ring to. Also, want to thank our friends at the filling station, the store at Broadway and Penn and Wellston and Quick Stop right here in Jackson. Stopped by Quick Stop last night, ran in. It's so pretty in there since it's newly remodeled. It looks great, so stop in. They added a great big beer cave to it, so you can get something great in there. And also, of course, Mark Carmen, all the gang at Carmen's Used Cars and Trucks, thanks to them. And if you're looking for a vehicle, visit their website at carmensusedcars.com, or just stop out and visit them on the lot, and they have over 70 vehicles to choose from. So it's pretty cool stuff. Alrighty, well, got to get out of here for the day. Did you say when is our guest coming Thursday?
Thursday.
Okay, we'll talk about Hug a Heart Day
Yep. We will.
in our memory.
We'll find out when that silver
Our memory
sneaker class
screening.
is.
We should tell her to bring a memory screening in so that we can. Maybe we shouldn't do that.
She could teach us a little silver sneaker
Maybe we could do
exercise.
silver sneakers instead.
Yep.
There you go.
That's my speed.
When you can work out sitting in a chair, fantastic.
Oh, just because I weeded the little area by my pool that had a bunch of weeds, and that about did me in on Saturday. So I think I need a silver sneaker class.
That's all I can
Can't
do,
it.
man.
I'm overheating. It wasn't even that hot out. So yeah, I need a class.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, have a great day, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you, Courtney, for spending the morning with us, and James, of course. And we will be right back here tomorrow. So enjoy a little sunshine while it's out there today. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.